Hey guys, I want to show a Blitz game I played the other day where I get absolutely crushed in my favorite opening, so it stings just a little bit more because it's something I play quite a bit. But I decided to set the rating a few hundred points higher. So the guy I played here, he was somewhere around 200, 250 points higher rated than me. So I kind of wanted to feel the sting a little bit, see how much how much I was missing out on, maybe learn something a little bit. So all right, I'll just jump right into it. He opens with, or excuse me, I opened with e4, c5, knight f3, d6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, and we're moving into obviously already in a Sicilian. Knight f6, knight c3, g6, bishop e3, bishop g7. Just keep in mind, I typically don't know how to play against the Sicilian as white very much. It's not something I ever studied or looked into, other than playing around with different things and just watching games on other channels, other YouTube channels, and checking it out and trying to kind of mimic what they're doing, like the knight structure right here. Like I don't completely understand the opening. I don't understand why white plays the knights here like this. So I'm still trying to understand as white. Sometimes I try to play an almost anti-Sicilian to get out of it, but now we've got the setup where black is pretty much in a Sicilian dragon. This bishop here being the dragon. I really like the setup because it a lot of times puts a lot of pressure on the rook. A lot of times white queenside castle, and you get a good attack. It's a very, very sharp opening because it can go either way quickly. So let's see how it goes from here. Bishop e2. I don't think this was really a principled move. I was looking at just having my pieces point toward the king side. I don't think the bishop here was really great at all. I don't know if I was just moving too fast. I think a better move would have been coming to one of these two squares here. Sorry, my mouse is acting up a little bit. I think one of those two squares would have been a little bit more active. All right, so we have castles by black. All right, just normal developing move. Move my queen up. Principled Sicilian move, bringing the knight to c6, castle queenside, and at some point here, I didn't play it in the game, not to give away too much, but a nice prophylactic move is to move the king to b1 in the Sicilian. Well, especially when we getting the setups here where black's gonna either play their light square bishop somewhere along this diagonal and getting the rook to the C file. So it's good to get your king out of the way, but I didn't do that. So we have bishop d7. I played f4, trying to go for an aggressive attack on the king side. And here the best move probably would have been bishop g1, but instead I captured the knight. Something very principled. A lot of times you don't want to capture unless it works out in your favor. And this is something I tell people all the time. Like, yeah, if the capture doesn't work out in your favor, don't bother. Either, continue developing, let them capture and you recapture. And here I should have held on to my bishop, playing it to g1. It looks like a bad square. It blocks in the rook, but at least it gives me time to try to kick that knight, trade, and hold on to the bishop pair. But instead, going against what I say all the time, I captured. Bishop captures on g4. I got my rook off the d file, being attacked by the bishop, and hoping to support an attack when I advance on the f file. All right, rook c8 is a common theme in the Sicilian. I kind of thought that would be coming at some point. H3, this is one of my second worthless move of the game. That bishop is doing nothing right there, really. It's not really influencing anything. It's not really being a bother. I think maybe I was just wanting to kick it out and then it continued the pawn storm on the king side. So instead I should have done something that kind of either shuts down, like start to try to shut down that dragon bishop, get my knight more active, maybe play the king to b1, something prophylactic. But instead I just kicked the bishop for no reason, and then I played g4. Another wasted move number 3. Maybe still I'm looking at an aggressive kingside attack, wanting to push f5, hoping to break open the king side. So I'm still like fairly optimistic here. All right, knight a5, absolutely great move by black. Looks to infiltrate on c4. If you look at c4, all right, it comes with a fork on my queen. Oh, my mouse is acting up. I'm gonna have to use the trackpad here. All right, this square comes with a attack on my queen and bishop. All right, so I get my knight out of the way. I don't know why I played my knight here. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe try to get my bishop here and trade off this dragon bishop here. You know, recapture with the knight, try to shut things down. But black was ahead of the game, played knight c4, went for the double attack. I moved the queen up, knight takes e3, and queen recaptures. And black brings the queen in, and this is where I start to fall apart. I have a dark squared bishop, queen, and rook all looking at my knight. A lot of times in this, I don't know if I mentioned this already, in this Sicilian setup, you'll get a rook sacrifice here, just for activity, because these rooks, the rooks aren't getting into the game anytime soon. So this typically ends up being a pretty sound sacrifice here. So another wasted move. I moved my knight back to d4 where it already was. So repeating a move, admitting that I made a mistake. Maybe I shouldn't have moved it out of there in the first place. Maybe here I'm thinking to reroute my knight to b3 with a tempo and the queen. But why? Tempo and the queen for what? I mean, just to kick pieces around. All right. So he's playing great. Continuing to bring the rook down to a safe square so he can stack rooks, commence the attack. Here I'm thinking bring my rook over and up to d3 to help be a secondary defense of the knight. And then actually a secondary defense to both knights because I'm getting a double attack on the d4 knight and with only my queen protecting it. And here's another part where I start to crumble even further. Bishops are stacked, or excuse me, rooks are stacked, bishops eyeing my knights, the queen's in there. I'm just completely I'm falling apart here. So rook d3, going for protection, and great move by black, going on the queen side pawn storm, just looking to run in, kick my knight out of there. Once my knight's out of there, it's got nothing left to do. So here, I would imagine, what did I play here? Oh, thinking, I was wondering if knight e2 would have been better there, protect my knight, but then my c2 pawn falls with check, and it's just breaking down. So advances the pawn, I capture, and here comes the queen. I mean, this is just absolutely crushing here, and I'm just playing moves just to prevent the inevitable. I already got nails in the coffin here. Here I don't recapture with the rook. You would think, capture with the rook, but now I got both these both the rooks eyeing the c2 pawn, and then once I'm checked and kicked out of there, then the queen wins the knight, and I'm looking at mate very, very soon. Actually, that might be mate. Oh, no, it wouldn't be mate. I'd have to interpose with my queen, and then mate would follow. So I captured with the queen, gave it up, just trying to hold on, running the game a little bit longer. Rook's recapture, bishop's brought in the game, and I already know what's coming. He's bringing the bishop to a2 with a double attack on my knight, shutting things down. Moved my king out of the way, holding off, and queen captures. And it was in this position that I resigned the game and realized I need to work on playing against the Sicilian. It's hard to study against the Sicilian. Sicilian has so many lines, so much theory. So maybe I'll get into something that's a little bit more of an anti-Sicilian. And especially because I play the dragon so much, I should know how to play against it. So I just want to show you guys me getting absolutely crushed and destroyed. So that was fun. My next video I'll be doing will be on opening, middle game, and end game principles, many of which I did not follow in this game. I just got under pressure, don't know why, but looking forward to doing the next video, and hopefully next time I try Blitz with somebody rated a lot higher, I do a little bit better. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time.